What up, guys? ScrubquadPRO here from the Cash Kelly and AC Network, bringing you a Raw recap for August the 1st. And this Raw was pretty much setting up championship matches and setting up matches for SummerSlam. So let's get right into it. So it started off with Triple H and CM Punk having a segment talking about CM Punk's contract. Now, I missed it because I had cross-country, tryouts, practice, whatever you want to call them. But I was pissed off because they held us like 10 minutes late and I missed the beginning. It was stupid. But anyway, thankfully they showed a little recap of it later on in the show. Now, it wasn't the whole thing, but I pretty much got the gist of what was going on. And they were just arguing about CM Punk's contract, and like the environment was uncomfortable, I guess. That's what they said. So as for the matches go for the night, there were a few good matches. I mean, nothing really to get all excited about. I mean, R-Truth and The Miz, they had a little segment before their match where R-Truth was suggesting that they become a tag team, and then they went out and won their tag match against Rey Mysterio and John Morrison. So you never know, maybe they will become a tag team and lift tag team wrestling off the ground, as it's been crappy for like the past year, I guess you could say. And the new Nexus, I guess that's what they're still calling themselves, they had a match against Zack Ryder and Santino Marella. And when Santino Marella was going for the Cobra, he had this weird little sleeve on his arm. I thought that was stupid. But obviously the new Nexus won. But thankfully Zack Ryder is starting to get more TV time on Raw and SmackDown, which is good because the fans have wanted him on TV for ever since he started his YouTube series, Long Island Truzy Story, something like that. So hopefully he will get pushed. Alberto Del Rio defeated Evan Bourne with his cross arm breaker. So Alberto Del Rio they're making him look strong, but at the same time they're also giving Evan Bourne a push, which is good. I like that. Kind of hitting two birds with one stone with that. And after the match, Kofi Kingston came out and attacked Del Rio. So maybe that'll set up a match for SummerSlam, just to put Del Rio and Kingston on the card. And that was pretty much it for the matches. There was a segment, however, with Dolph Ziggler where he came out and started bragging about the USA title. Now, I pretty much thought that was all stupid as anything, being that he hasn't had a legitimate challenger for that title in like a couple months. After Daniel Bryan won it, it pretty much lost all legitimacy when there was no one challenging for it. But then Alex Riley came out and acted as if he may challenge him at SummerSlam, and hopefully that'll bring a good feud out of it and just bring it a little bit more prestige back to the USA title. And then, of course, the main event segment was Triple H deciding who is the real champion. So he came out and talked a little bit. He said how both men had cases to why they should be the champion. And then John Laurinaitis came out, which was the same guy with Vince McMahon at Money in the Bank. And he said that he feels that John Cena should be stripped of the title because he feels that Mr. McMahon would say the same thing if he was still head of the company. So then John Cena came out and pretty much insulted Laurinaitis, saying how he was the yes man that CM Punk was talking about because he always says yes to Vince McMahon. And then he threatens to punch Laurinaitis in the face again, as he did that at Money in the Bank. And then Laurinaitis sort of cowered out and got out of the ring in like 4 seconds. And then John Cena said how he stated his claim, and Triple H said that he feels that John Cena does have his claim because CM Punk wasn't under contract until Cena had won the championship. And then Punk comes out and says how he beat Cena. So Triple H pretty much says that he's not stripping anyone, and they're going to face each other at SummerSlam, which is good. That's pretty much what I thought was going to come out of that segment. They were going to set up a match at SummerSlam, and hopefully it'll be a good match. Their match at Money in the Bank was incredible, so hopefully they'll have another insane match. They probably won't have it as good as Money in the Bank because Money in the Bank was in CM Punk's hometown, and that feud was pretty much at the top of its game back then. I mean, it's still good now, but back then it was like the talk of professional wrestling, so they had an insane match. Hopefully they'll still have a good match at SummerSlam. And Hopefully next week on Raw we'll see if a stipulation is added, like maybe a no disqualification or like a Hell in a Cell submission match, Iron Man, Last Man Standing, something like that. That'll just make the match more interesting. And that's pretty much it for this edition of Monday Night Raw. Hope you guys enjoyed it. So I will catch you guys later. Peace.